Night falls over a strict HOA community where big houses stand like proud statues but hearts inside them feel colder than stone. Streets shine with streetlights, expensive cars sleep in perfect driveways, and rules control every breath people take. Even small things like when flowers can be watered, when children can play outside, and which fence color is allowed. In this community, silence is not peace. It is fear. Fear of breaking rules, fear of looking poor, fear of being judged by neighbors whose lives look perfect on the outside but empty inside. In the biggest mansion lives Ethan Reed, a young millionaire who once loved noise more than anything. He loved music in cars, laughter in restaurants, family voices around him. But all of that died in 1 second when a crash took his hearing. Suddenly the world became a picture without sound, like watching life through thick glass. Ethan lost not only his hearing that day, he lost his wife Elena too. That crash ended 2 lives at once, 1 body and 1 soul. Now Ethan never hears a single word, not his name, not his memories, not his heartbeat. He only hears silence, deep cold silence that lives inside his head like heavy fog. Every evening Ethan sits alone at a long dining table made for 10 people but used by only 1. He eats slowly, counting bites because sound is gone. Forks hitting plates make no noise, chairs do not squeak. His house feels like frozen museum full of expensive things that cannot speak. Pictures on walls show smiling version of Ethan with his wife, but that Ethan died long ago. The new Ethan writes messages on tablet because voice is locked inside silence. People in community fear him because they do not understand him. They think a man with money and silence must be dangerous. They think he sits and judges everyone. They think he hates people. But truth is he is scared to face world without sound, so he hides behind walls that sound cannot enter. A cleaning lady named Maria works in his house because Ethan cannot hear if someone touches things. So he needs someone he trusts. Maria is young, poor, and lives outside this community in small rented room. She brings her baby girl Luna to work every day because she has no one in world to help. Life pushed her into motherhood alone. Her baby's father left before seeing Luna breathe. HOA hates seeing baby inside rich mansion. They say baby noise will disturb peace. They say cleaning lady must work alone. They threaten to fine Ethan, but Ethan writes 1 word on paper and sends it to HOA office, aloud. No explanation, no argument, no sound, only permission from silent man who understands pain more than rules. Maria enters Ethan's house each morning gently, always worried she will disturb him even though he cannot hear. Luna sits in small cloth sling tied around her mother and laughs at everything she sees. Her world is simple. Touching things, smiling at lights, clapping at movements. Ethan watches from far when Maria cleans library. Baby plays on soft carpet. Sometimes Luna crawls to Ethan and touches his shoes. He looks down. She looks up with round eyes like moon, and her smile breaks something inside him, a small crack in wall of silence. He gives her apple pieces sometimes. She claps because she loves small gifts more than big toys. Neighbors talk badly about Maria, saying she uses baby to make Ethan like her, saying maybe the baby belongs to Ethan. Rumors fly like dust. Nobody cares about truth because gossip is entertainment for empty hearts. HOA President Mrs. Dalton tries to remove Maria. She posts notices about rules. But Ethan ignores everything except Luna's smile. Even though he cannot hear her laugh, he sees it, and seeing becomes his music. One quiet evening, dinner is ready on table, candles burn without sound, shadows dance on walls like ghosts from past. Ethan eats alone as usual. Maria cleans kitchen slowly. Luna plays on blanket with old toy. Suddenly Luna stops playing and stands with her tiny unstable legs. She looks at Ethan like she knows something important is about to happen. Maria tries to catch her but Luna moves fast like small bird learning to fly. She walks straight to Ethan, her steps slow and shaky but full of confidence. Ethan watches baby walking toward him. His heart beats faster though he cannot hear the beating. Luna reaches him, lifts her tiny hand, and touches his ear gently like she is telling ear to wake up, her touch warm and soft. Ethan freezes because he never lets anyone near his ears. His ears are a reminder of everything he lost. Maria runs to take Luna away but then something unbelievable happens. Luna moves her hands in air in small slow motions. She signs something, her small fingers make shapes, movements, and Ethan's eyes widen because he recognizes the sign. It is sign language he learned in therapy, sign for papa. The word he never used after accident, the word that died with his unborn child. Ethan drops his spoon without sound. His eyes fill with tears for first time in many years. His body shakes like he is standing in storm. He cannot breathe properly. He touches Luna's little hands slowly like they are magic. Because nobody taught her this sign, not Maria, not teacher. No one knows sign language in her life. But her hands moved with memory that belongs to someone else. Ethan remembers Elena making same sign during pregnancy. They practiced sign language for baby because they wanted baby to feel connection if Ethan ever. He never finished that thought before accident made it real too soon. Maria panics. She thinks baby insulted Ethan. She apologizes fast and picks Luna up. Luna starts crying because she wanted to stay near Ethan. Maria rushes away scared she will lose job, her face red with fear. Ethan tries to speak but no sound comes. He wants to shout wait. But silence takes his voice. He stands up fast and tries to go after them but his legs feel heavy, like chains of memory hold him in place. After they leave, Ethan sits again in chair. Tears fall on table though he feels nothing. He looks at empty chair beside him where his wife once sat. He remembers loving moments in hospital room when they felt baby kick. He remembers Elena laughing when he tried to learn sign language slowly. She joked that baby will learn faster than him. Now he sees Luna and remembers baby that never saw world. He cannot understand how Luna knows sign. His head spins with questions without sound. He walks to his bedroom slowly like walking inside dream. He opens big wooden drawer where he had passed. Inside box are old baby clothes, ultrasound photos, tiny socks never used, and one small notebook with signs drawn by Elena. He holds photo of Elena smiling with baby bump and cries until face wet like water. His chest hurts. Not physical. Emotional pain that never healed, only stayed hidden behind money and silence. Outside Maria sits on bus stop crying quietly while rain starts falling. She hugs Luna and whispers apology even though baby did not do wrong. She thinks her life will become worse now. She thinks Ethan will fire her and HOA will make fun of her. She does not know Ethan is sitting alone inside darkness thinking about Luna like she is message from dead wife. Next morning Ethan wakes early. Sunlight hits his face but silence still heavy. He types on tablet a message, "Come with baby," and sends to Maria. She enters house nervous. Luna sees Ethan and smiles like nothing happened. She tries to go to him again. Ethan kneels in front of her slowly. His eyes soft like someone holding fragile miracle. He moves his hands slowly making sign for who taught you. Luna giggles and copies his sign back wrong. Messy, but similar. Maria watches shocked. Fear and surprise mix inside her heart. Ethan tries different sign. Luna copies again with tiny fingers, sometimes wrong, but sign shape is real. Ethan starts shaking. He sits on floor with baby, forgetting rules, forgetting pride, forgetting silence. Maria watches like watching impossible scene. She thought rich people do not cry, but Ethan's eyes wet like rain. Luna touches his cheek, then his ear again. She places her forehead on his shoulder like hug from memory she never lived. Ethan picks tablet and writes message for Maria. Baby knows signs from my family. Maria confused, tears in her eyes because she never understood why her baby does strange hand motions sometimes when sleeping. Sometimes she thought baby dreaming. Ethan shows her notebook with same signs. Maria covers her mouth with hand, whispering how. But no answer exists. It is mystery that belongs to universe, not rules. Maria tells story of Luna's birth. Difficult night. Baby came early, hospital loud. She cried alone without partner or family. She held Luna and prayed someone will love her child like she loves. She whispers that sometimes Luna stares at sky and smiles like she sees someone. Ethan listens with eyes, not ears. Every word hits his soul because he prayed for daughter he never met. Neighbors hear rumor that Ethan spent morning on floor with cleaning lady's baby. They gossip all day, saying baby is his, saying Maria cheated, saying strange things. HOA president uses rumor to start fight. She calls emergency meeting. She wants to ban Maria and baby forever. But Ethan sits inside home ignoring everything. He holds baby's hand gently, his heart beating louder in memory than he ever heard with ears. Luna sleeps on his lap, tiny chest rising slowly, her fingers still making small sign movements unconsciously. Ethan watches and cries silently, because inside that silence he hears something the world cannot hear. Love returning through small hands. He looks at her face, soft like moonlight, and whispers in his mind, "My baby would be like you." He knows Luna is not his daughter by blood, but she touched something that belongs to his past. She broke his silence with sign older than her age. Night comes again. Maria cleans quietly, scared HOA will kick her out. Ethan stands near window watching community lights. His shadow long on floor. Luna wakes and crawls to him. He kneels again. She signs Papa. Slowly, he holds her hand and signs back love. He closes his eyes and feels tears flow again, because he never thought he would speak that sign again. In that moment Ethan understands something deep. Silence stole his hearing, but not his ability to love. Silence took sound from his world, but baby gave meaning back. No one hears anything in house, but something louder than sound exists inside it. Heart beating like drum made of memory. In darkness Ethan touches baby's hand and believes universe is talking to him through small child. Telling him he is not finished. Telling him life still holds miracle even after crash destroyed everything. And while neighbors sleep under rules, inside largest mansion sits man and baby connected by signs invisible to world. Connected by loss and love. Connected by something deeper than blood, deeper than sound. Ethan looks at Luna like she is answer to question he asked in silence for years. Why survive? Now he knows. Maybe to find love again in unexpected form. Tears fall on baby's small hand. She smiles, not knowing she changed millionaire's life forever. Morning comes slowly in the HOA community. Sun rises over perfect lawns. Water sprinklers start working at the exact time the rules demand. Everything looks beautiful on the outside, but inside every house people talk in whispers about Ethan Reed. The deaf millionaire who spent yesterday sitting on floor with cleaning lady's baby like he was not rich, not powerful, not silent. Like he was just a man. Searching for something he lost a long time ago. Gossip spreads faster than truth. Some neighbors say the baby used magic. Some say Maria is professional liar. Some say Ethan finally went crazy because silence broke his mind. Nobody talks about pain. Nobody talks about memories. They only talk about scandal because scandal is easier to understand than heartbreak. Inside Ethan's mansion the world feels soft, not rich, not cold, but soft like morning light touching old wounds. Maria stands in kitchen preparing breakfast quietly, afraid of disturbing Ethan even though he cannot hear anything. Habit is stronger than logic when someone lived their whole life being careful. Luna sits on floor with teddy bear, smiling at everything like world is simple and full of light. She laughs with open mouth but Ethan cannot hear it. Still he sees joy in her eyes. He reads laughter in way her shoulders shake. He hears it in his chest, not ears. Ethan sits at table with coffee he cannot hear boiling and bread he cannot hear cutting. His mind is full of questions, full of memories he tried to bury under money and silence, full of new fear, fear of feeling again. He watches Maria move around kitchen with tired steps. He sees dark rings under her eyes. He sees way she holds cup with shaking hands. He knows she cries every night because he saw her reflection in glass yesterday when she ran out with tears. He knows her life is not easy. He knows she is alone like him, alone in noise, alone in silence. He takes his tablet and writes message, sit with breakfast. Maria freezes, confused because rich people never ask cleaning workers to sit and eat. She slowly shakes her head, no sir, I eat later. Ethan writes again, please. He puts tablet down and looks at her with soft eyes that show more than words. Maria finally sits at edge of chair like she might break it, uncomfortable, head low. Luna stands up, walks to Ethan again like she is magnet pulled by his silence. She touches his knee and smiles. Ethan smiles back without thinking. A real smile that he never practiced in mirror because he forgot how. Luna makes sign again with tiny hands. Papa? Not perfect. But shape is there, old memory shaped into new baby fingers. Maria sees and her heart stops for a second. Her body freezes. She wants to stop Luna but her voice disappears because part of her wants to understand this mystery. Part of her fears it. But part of her sees pain in Ethan's eyes and understands something bigger than logic happening. Ethan touches Luna's hand gently with fingertip. He signs slowly friend, a new word, not papa. This time, because he does not want to confuse child or Maria. But Luna looks at him like she already understands connection deeper than meaning. Ethan finishes breakfast and stands slowly. He goes to office room where walls are full of books he never reads anymore because silence makes thinking heavy. He opens drawer and takes old leather notebook. He holds it like fragile treasure. Maria follows him because his eyes looked emotional. She stands at door holding Luna. Ethan opens notebook and shows Maria pages full of signed drawings. Elena's handwriting on corners, small hearts next to words. Daddy, baby, love. Maria covers her mouth. She whispers with breaking voice. She knew these before she could walk. Sometimes in hospital she moved her hands like this when sleeping. Tears fall without sound on Luna's hair. Ethan types on tablet. My wife made these signs for our daughter. He points to notebook slowly, his fingers shaking not from fear but memory. He then writes, baby died before birth. Maria's heart breaks because she sees pain that no silence can hide, pain deeper than any cry. She whispers, I'm sorry. Ethan nods gently, not accepting apology, just accepting her understanding. Luna touches notebook pages like she is touching memory she never lived. Her fingers run over drawings, she smiles, and Ethan feels world stop inside him, like time paused only for this moment. Hours pass in silence that is full of emotion, not empty anymore. Ethan sits on couch holding notebook. Luna sleeps on his lap peacefully. Maria cleans slowly while watching them. Every time Luna moves her hands in sleep she makes small sign shapes. Ethan watches like man watching dream, confused but grateful. Afternoon comes. HOA President Mrs. Dalton stands outside Ethan's gate with 2 guards. She rings bell loudly even though she knows Ethan cannot hear. She rings like performance for neighbors staring through windows. Maria hears bell and opens door. Mrs. Dalton pushes inside like she owns house. She looks around with cold, sharp eyes and sees Luna on couch sleeping near Ethan. Her lips twist with disgust. She says in loud voice, this is not daycare. This is millionaire's house. Remove child or lose job. Her words full of poison. Maria hugs Luna close with shaking arm. She whispers, please don't shout. Mrs. Dalton laughs like frozen wind. He can't hear me. I can shout as much as I want. Ethan sees scene from far and stands slowly, his face expressionless like stone, but his eyes burning with emotion that silence cannot hide. He walks to Mrs. Dalton and takes tablet. He writes. She stays. Mrs. Dalton shakes head. This community is not for children from street. Maria closes eyes because insult hits her chest like knife. Ethan reads insult from her face because he cannot hear words. He looks at Mrs. Dalton with cold stare. He writes slowly, this house is not community. Property, then writes second line. Baby saved me. Mrs. Dalton laughs. Saved you from what? You are broken man living in silence. Her voice cruel like metal. Ethan looks at Luna sleeping, tears forming again. He writes, silence, and lifts tablet so she reads. Rooms stop breathing for second. Even Mrs. Dalton feels drop of guilt but pride kills it fast. She says, we will have meeting, votes, rules. Ethan writes, I will come. She looks shocked because he never attends meetings, never speaks to people. This is battle she did not expect. She leaves house angry. Neighbors see her face and whisper that something big is happening. Ethan stands in middle of room with tablet in hand and silent tears on cheek. Maria wipes her own tears. She whispers, thank you. And Ethan nods like 2 broken hearts speaking without words. Evening arrives again, same long table, same silent dinner. But now Luna sits in small chair near Ethan eating mashed fruit with tiny spoon. Laughing, making mess. Her soundless laughter fills room with life Ethan sees but cannot hear. Every tiny move becomes miracle for him. Every smile becomes song in his mind. Maria sits near kitchen doorway watching them. Tears fall but smile exists too. Because she sees what she never saw before. A rich man crying because baby touched him with love. Not money, not power. After dinner Ethan shows Luna sign for food. She copies wrong but happy. He shows sign for thank you. She tries, her small hands clumsy like butterfly wings learning flight. Ethan touches her head softly. A gesture full of love that breaks Maria's heart because she sees father who never got chance to hold his own child. She sees baby who never got chance to have father. 2 worlds meeting in silence. Night deepens. Luna sleeps in small crib Maria placed near couch. Ethan sits beside crib like father watching baby breathe. He touches notebook again. He writes poem for Elena on his tablet even though she will never read. Words flowing from silence like water from broken heart. He writes about fire of crash, about darkness inside silence, about baby signs that returned voice to his soul. He writes until eyes wet and hands tired. Maria sees him writing and quietly places blanket on his shoulders without speaking. He looks up and nods. Respect not pity in his eyes. At midnight Ethan sits alone by window. Rain starts again like yesterday. Soft drops on glass. He watches world without sound but feels storm inside. Luna's sign Papa repeats in his mind like loud echo he cannot stop. He sees Elena's face in memory teaching him signs with laugh. He closes eyes and feels 2 lives meeting. Past and present, loss and miracle, silence and sign. He touches window glass like touching invisible world behind it. Tears falling without noise. Maria sleeps on sofa holding Luna near chest. exhaustion pulling her down. She dreams of hospital lights, of holding Luna and praying. She dreams of man who loved baby like father. She wakes with quiet tear. Sees Ethan sitting near window like statue of grief. She walks to him slowly, afraid to disturb his thoughts. She whispers softly, "Do you think baby remembers something?" Ethan looks at her, eyes full of pain and wonder. He writes, "Love never dies." And her heart breaks again because she understands meaning without logic, without science. Love is thread between worlds. Next morning Ethan wakes early, puts coffee on table for Maria. She's shocked because rich men don't serve workers. She sits with small smile. Luna crawls to Ethan again. This time Ethan signs Papa, and Luna laughs, copying. Maria sees and cries quietly but smiles because connection is beautiful even if mystery is painful. Ethan takes deep breath and writes, "I want doctor for baby." Maria panics, thinking he suspects something wrong. But Ethan writes again, to understand signs. He wants to know truth, even if truth hurts, even if truth changes everything. Maria agrees because she wants answers too. They go to specialist clinic. Doctor sees baby signing naturally and gets shocked. He asks Maria, "You learn sign language?" She shakes head. He asks Ethan, "You taught her?" Ethan writes, "No." Doctor confused. Luna signs milk and sleep without being taught. Doctor watches in disbelief. He says maybe baby is imitating movement seen somewhere. But Ethan knows she never saw sign before except yesterday. He knows truth doctor cannot see. Walking back home, Ethan pushes stroller. Maria walks beside him. Neighbors stare like watching strange movie. Some smile, some whisper, some judge. But Ethan ignores all because silence gave him thick skin. Maria whispers, "People will think bad things." Ethan writes, "People always think." She nods because she lived whole life under judgment. Whole life cleaning houses of people who looked down at her. They reach house, HOA meeting notice posted on gate. Maria panics. Ethan tears notice and throws in trash. Decisive like leader rising from ashes, he writes, "They cannot decide your life." Maria shocked because nobody ever defended her like this. Not even baby's father. She whispers, "Why do you care?" Ethan looks at Luna and writes, "She saved me." Simple words, heavy truth. That night Ethan sits on floor with Luna again showing simple signs. Luna plays with his fingers like toys. He feels alive for first time since crash. He feels pain too, but pain feels like proof that heart's still working, not dead. Maria watches them and wonders if destiny brought them together. She wonders if souls travel through babies. She wonders if love can continue after death. She kisses Luna's head and whispers, "Thank you for choosing me." As Luna sleeps between them on blanket, Ethan looks at Maria with eyes full of gentle respect. Not desire, not pity, but connection of two broken lives helping each other. He writes, "Meeting tomorrow," meaning HOA meeting. Maria nods nervous. Ethan writes, "I will speak." She confused because he cannot speak. But he writes again, "Truth speaks without voice." Maria sits quiet, thinking about her past, about man who left her, about nights hungry with baby, about shame people gave her, and now sitting in rich house with silent millionaire who treats her like family. She feels something strange, not happiness, not fear, something between, something like hope. Outside rain stops slowly, moonlight enters house. Luna sleeps making soft sign shapes with fingers even in dreams, like message from world we cannot see. Ethan touches Luna's small hand and feels warmth like sun inside darkness. He whispers in mind, "I hear your love," even though ears cannot hear anything. In silence Ethan learns love has its own sound. Heart makes sound ears cannot catch. And while world sleeps, two souls broken by life sit near sleeping child who does not know she changed everything, who does not know her small hands broke wall of silence inside rich house and inside rich heart, who does not know HOA rules will fight her existence tomorrow. But Ethan already decided to protect love even against whole community. He sits quietly, looking at sleeping baby and cleaning lady, and feels something he thought died inside him, purpose. Morning rises slow like tired sun, clouds still holding yesterday's rain, streets wet and shining like mirror for broken memories. HOA community wakes with fake smiles hiding real fear. Neighbors walk dogs like parade of perfection. Children walk to school quietly. Nobody laughs loud because loud laughter breaks rules here. Even happiness is controlled by schedule. Even love is judged by approval. Inside the biggest mansion, silence lives like ghost, but now that silence carries something new. Something soft like heartbeat of hope. Something fragile like first leaf after winter. Something small like baby's hand reaching for dead memories and waking them again without knowing what she did. Ethan sits on couch early morning with old notebook in his lap. Pages open showing signs his wife drew with love and excitement. Her handwriting soft, round, full of dreams. Pages smell like past. Smell like warm hospital room. Smell like baby lotion he never used. His fingers run over ink like touching her again. Tears fall without sound. He tries to imagine what her voice sounded like when she laughed. What her breathing sounded like when she slept next to him. But all he finds is silence. Heavy silence that acts like jail walls around his memories. Luna crawls beside him and touches notebook with tiny hand. She smiles at lines like she knows their meaning without reading. Like her small mind carries something from another life. Maria stands near doorway watching quietly. She holds cup of tea with both hands because fingers shaky from fear of today's HOA meeting. Fear of people who think money means heart. Fear of losing her job, which is only way to feed Luna. Fear of lies neighbors spread like disease. Some said Ethan is father. Some said Maria used baby to manipulate rich man. Some said baby did magic trick. Nobody asked truth because truth is boring and rumor is delicious for empty minds. Maria whispers, "Sir, we should go soon." Ethan looks up. Luna tries to climb his knee and fails, falling and laughing with no sound. Ethan smiles real smile without practice. He signs ready. Stands slowly like man walking into war he never trained for. Maria lifts Luna and ties her gently on front in baby wrap. Luna rests head on mother's chest, fingers playing with wrap fabric. They walk through big hall, pictures of Ethan's past life on walls, picture of Elena holding ultrasound photo, picture of Ethan smiling young, happy, full of life. Maria stops for second, looking at Elena's face. She whispers softly like prayer. She was beautiful. Ethan nods slow, eyes wet. He writes on tablet. She laughed like wind. Maria reads and her eyes fill too because she understands silence in text more than words spoken loud. Outside gate HOA board members gather with papers and plastic smiles. They greet each other like friends but inside their eyes full of greed and insecurity. They see Ethan walking with cleaning lady and baby. Whispers begin instantly. Phones raise pretending to check schedule but camera open. Recording, capturing scandal like gold. Mrs. Dalton stands at front wearing expensive blue jacket, eyes sharp like cold metal. She sees Luna and her lips make thin line of dislike. She loves rules more than children. She loves power more than truth. She calls meeting to order with voice like broken bell, loud but empty. Everyone sits around large conference table. Ethan sits at one side with tablet in front. Maria stands behind him holding Luna. She feels small and fragile in room full of strong voices. Luna sleeps on her chest, unaware of war starting around her. Maybe she feels tension through skin. Maybe she feels love through silence. Maybe she just wants mother's warmth. Mrs. Dalton opens meeting by reading list of complaints, her voice rough like tearing cloth, rule violation. Bringing child to work, contamination risk, emotional manipulation of homeowner. Neighbors nod like programmed robots, repeating noise created by rumors, not reality. Ethan types slow on tablet, his fingers shaking from emotion not fear. He shows screen to everyone. Child is safe here. Mrs. Dalton laughs fake laugh. Safety is not emotional word. It is rule written by community. Cleaning lady should not use baby to enter rich spaces. Maria flinches like slap hit her although no hand raised. Her cheeks burn from shame people throw without thinking. She looks down to avoid tears. Ethan sees and something breaks inside him again. He types fast. She works. Honestly. Baby is innocent. I allowed her. Neighbors read and some look unsure now. Some glance at Maria with new eyes. Some start to feel guilt for judging mother trying to survive. Mrs. Dalton sits straight like queen. Her voice full of poison she calls professionalism. You may allow, but community did not. We must protect our image, Ethan writes. Image is broken if we remove mother and baby. Whispers rise. He continues typing. I lost my wife and baby. She lost her partner. Child saved me from silence. Tears fall from Maria's eyes when she reads. She covers mouth to hide cry. Luna wakes and touches mother's chin softly like saying I'm here. That small touch calms Maria more than any speech. Room silent for long moment. People feel something deep, something real, something they cannot ignore even if rules tell them to ignore. Truth enters room like wind entering open window. Everyone sees pain behind Ethan's eyes. Sees love in way he looks at baby. Sees fear in Maria's posture. Mrs. Dalton tries to crush truth with word illegal. but truth heavier than rules today. She says cold, your pain is personal, rules are community. Ethan types, community without heart is prison. Some neighbors gasp because line hits like mirror, showing their selfishness clearly. One man in crowd stands and says hesitating voice, I saw the baby using hand motions like sign language. Mrs. Dalton snaps, children copy everything, nothing special. Maria whispers without courage, nobody taught her. Room turns to her, she shakes as she speaks, but keep going. I do not know sign language, nobody in my life does. She looks at Ethan with wet eyes. But she signs something I don't understand. Mrs. Dalton rolls eyes. Maybe she saw it on screen. Ethan types, she never saw screen at my house. Neighbors whisper more now, curiosity starting to beat judgment. Ethan breathes heavy. He types next words slowly like carving truth into stone. My wife taught me sign for father when she was pregnant. Room quiet as grave. He types, baby died. I never used sign again. Tears drop from Maria's cheeks like rain on dry earth. Neighbors shocked. Even guards look emotional. Mrs. Dalton sees her power slipping. She slams file on table and shouts, we are not therapist for your pain. We are HOA. Our rule says. Ethan interrupts by typing with strong hand, showing tablet like shield. Rule without kindness is cruelty. His eyes sharp like flame lighting inside darkness. Suddenly Luna lifts her head from mother's chest, sleepy eyes open. She looks at Ethan, raises tiny hand and makes sign papa. Again slow, room full of soundless shock because even those who don't know sign language feel meaning from moment. Mrs. Dalton's face pale like ghost. Neighbors stare. A woman whispers, oh my God. Another hand covers mouth in disbelief. Silence huge in room. Louder than any noise. Ethan's eyes flood again. He covers face with hands not to hide tears but to hold. Feeling from exploding. See. Mrs. Dalton tries to speak but words stuck. Nobody listens to her now. Truth too strong. Love too loud even without sound. A mother in room stands and says shaking voice. This child is special for him. We can change rule. Slowly others nod. Some say yes. One man says, we treated her badly, but she only brought love here. Another says, we forgot humanity. Another says, we punished mother for being poor, and guilt grows like storm inside room. Mrs. Dalton shakes head, shouting, you cannot decide on emotions. This is illegal. You will destroy community values. Ethan types fast now, rage and love mixing. Values not destroyed by love, values destroyed by hate. Neighbors nod strong now. People clap softly first, then louder. Clap echoes in silence like thunder. Ethan cannot hear but can see. His heart hears applause different way, through eyes, through tears. Mrs. Dalton looks defeated. She breathes heavy. She tries final attack. We can vote. Neighbors say together, vote now. Hands go up, one by one. Slow then many. Almost whole room votes to allow Maria to bring baby. To support mother. To protect innocence. To change strict rule. To choose love over image. Mrs. Dalton alone with her rulebook looks small now. Her power tiny compared to one baby's sign. Meeting ends with decision to update community policy. Allow workers with children under special safety condition. Create support group for single mothers. Start daycare plan and playground. Ethan sits quietly, tears dry, but eyes bright like someone woke inside darkness. Maria cries openly holding Luna, not from sadness but relief. She hugs Ethan with one arm. Short hug full of respect not formality. Ethan freezes from surprise then nods like accepting appreciation he never expected. Neighbors approach Maria with apologies. They touch Luna's cheek gently. They offer toys, clothes, support. Someone says, we judged wrongly. She nods accepting apology with grace because being mother made her stronger than anger. Ethan walks out of meeting room slowly, looking at trees shaking from wind. Something inside him shifts. His silence now feels like deep lake with gold at bottom. Not empty, not dead. Back home he sits with Luna in garden. Afternoon light falling on leaves. She crawls on grass touching flowers. Ethan watches like father watching first steps of child. Maria sits nearby drinking tea neighbors gifted. She looks at Ethan differently now, not as boss or rich man, but as human broken by life like her. She whispers, thank you for fighting. Ethan types, thank you for staying. She smiles small smile. Luna climbs onto Ethan's knee. She makes sign again, this time messy, half shape. But Ethan sees meaning and replies slow, patient, teaching her like father teaches first word. Maria watches with tears that do not fall. but live in eyes like ocean behind dam. Ethan closes eyes for second and imagines sound of baby laugh. Imagines voice of Elena saying look. Imagines world with sound again. He opens eyes, sees silence, but silence not hurting now, silence healing slowly. Night comes again, house quiet but not lonely. Luna sleeps near Ethan, her tiny fingers still moving in dreams, like messages from another world. Maria sleeps on sofa, exhaustion soft on her face. Ethan sits writing message to HOA new board offering funds for daycare, offering help for children, offering change. He types not as rich man buying respect, but as silent man giving heart. He looks at Luna one more time before sleeping, touches her cheek lightly, and something strange happens inside him. Sound of heartbeat enters his mind, maybe memory, maybe imagination, maybe miracle, but it feels real. He places hand on his chest to feel his own heartbeat. Feels something he cannot hear but knows exists. Rhythm of life, rhythm of love, rhythm of hope. He whispers in mind, silence broke when baby spoke. Even though no voice comes out, he feels words in blood, in bones, in soul, and sleep comes to him like soft wave, covering pain, leaving hope shining like moon on dark water. The sun rises over the HOA community like nothing changed, like yesterday's meeting was just noise and today rules still control every corner. But inside people's hearts something new started growing, small like seed under cold soil. A feeling that maybe they were wrong. Maybe perfection is not real life. Maybe love is more important than image. Cars drive quietly, neighbors pretend everything is normal. But their eyes keep going toward the big mansion on the hill because they know something happened there yesterday that broke their pride and showed their humanity in small painful mirror. Rumors change direction now. Instead of calling Maria liar, some say she is brave mother. Instead of calling Ethan strange, some say he is broken man who carried pain alone. Now whispers are mixed with guilt. Inside the mansion morning is soft. Warm light touches baby cheeks. Luna sleeps in small bed near Ethan's couch, her tiny hand still moving like she is speaking to dreams. Ethan wakes without alarm because silence is always his morning. He sits up slow, looking at baby like looking at miracle he cannot explain. Like looking at sun through water, beautiful but blurry. Memory still heavy inside his chest but now mixed with something light, something like first breath after drowning. He touches Luna's blanket gently, careful not to wake her. His fingers shake as if he is touching life he lost long ago. Maria sleeps on sofa, hair messy, arms wrapped around pillow like protection from world. She worked early morning at neighbor's house before coming here. Exhaustion always on her shoulders like heavy bag she cannot put down. Ethan walks to kitchen silently and starts making coffee, not because he needs it, but because it is something normal, something alive, something that makes house feel like home. He never heard sound of boiling water, but he remembers it from past. His memory supplies sound that ears cannot. When coffee smell fills house, Luna opens eyes and makes soft humming sound she cannot speak yet. Ethan smiles and lifts her carefully. She touches his face with palm like greeting sun. Maria wakes and sees Ethan holding Luna. Fear hits her for second because she thinks she overslept and broke rules of job. She jumps up and apologizes fast. Sorry sir, I was tired. Ethan shakes head slow, using sign he learned yesterday. Simple sign, sit. Maria confused, she sits slowly, watching him put Luna in high chair and give her banana pieces. Ethan writes on small paper, breakfast together. Maria feels shock because never in life rich boss asked her to eat with baby at table. She hesitates, looks at Luna smiling, and finally sits, heart pounding with fear of judgment but also with small warmth. They eat in silence but silence today not heavy. Something changed. Silence feels like soft blanket over wounded hearts instead of cold chain around neck. Maria eats small bites watching Ethan use sign to talk to Luna. Small signs like food, love, baby. Luna tries copying with messy hands, laughing with excitement that Ethan understands even though signs wrong. Maria's eyes fill because she sees father she never imagined sitting beside deaf millionaire. She sees baby learning love through hands not words. Suddenly doorbell rings loud. Ethan doesn't react because he cannot hear. Maria stands quickly holding Luna. She opens door and sees Mrs. Dalton again wearing tight smile like plastic mask hiding anger inside. Behind her stands local reporter with camera, microphone ready like weapon. Maria's heart drops because she knows this is not support. This is attack. Mrs. Dalton speaks loud on purpose so neighbors hear. We came to interview Mr. Reed about yesterday's emotional spectacle. Reporter stands tall like hunter ready to catch meat. Maria closes door halfway, whispering, "Please no, baby is here." Mrs. Dalton steps forward, blocking door with foot like she owns it. Community must know truth. She says but truth not her goal, scandal is. Ethan walks to door carrying Luna, not understanding sound but seeing reporter and neighbor. He looks at Maria confused. She whispers, "They want interview," fear in her voice. Ethan holds Luna close like shield made of love. Reporter smiles fake sweet smile and speaks slowly, moving lips clearly so Ethan can read. "Mr. Reed, can you tell community why this baby is so important to you?" Ethan stands still for a moment, then walks to table, picks notebook and writes long sentence. He turns notebook toward camera. "She gave me reason to live." Reporter reads with shock because he expected drama, not raw truth. Mrs. Dalton rolls eyes like sympathy is weakness. Reporter asks next question. Loud lips, "Is this baby your child?" Rumor chasing hits heart like bullet. Maria gasps, face red with shame though she did nothing wrong. She holds tears with shaking throat. Ethan's eyes fill with fire. He writes strong, "No. My child died." He writes next line, "But love returned in different form." Reporter stunned because Ethan not afraid to open pain on camera. Mrs. Dalton sees interview turning against her plan. She interrupts. He is emotionally unstable. Community must protect him from manipulation. Her words sharp, cruel, aiming to destroy Maria's dignity. Maria stands like statue, eyes full of tears she refuses to let fall. She whispers weak, "I never wanted anything." Ethan hears not voice but sees pain in eyes. He puts hand on her shoulder gently. Slow movement that says, "I believe you," louder than any sound. He writes in notebook, showing camera, "She never asked anything. I asked her to stay." This time Maria breaks and tears fall like water she held too long. Reporter feels story turning into emotional truth, not scandal. He softens voice. "How did the baby learn your signs?" Ethan writes slow, tears on page. "Some love stays in world even when bodies leave." Mrs. Dalton angry because mystical explanation destroys her logical hate. She steps back and tries another attack. She turns to reporter and says loud, "Do you know he funds half of this community? He uses money to force rule change, like accusing kindness of being crime." Ethan writes fast, "I use money to protect child." Reporter looks at camera, interested because story powerful, bigger than HOA drama, about man fighting loneliness, mother fighting survival, baby connecting broken hearts. Mrs. Dalton loses control. She barks orders to cameraman to stop filming. But he continues because truth sells more than gossip. Finally Mrs. Dalton leaves with anger boiling, her power cracked by simple notebook sentences. Reporter thanks Ethan and leaves, promising respectful story. Maria closes door shaking. She sits on floor holding Luna and cries silently because whole life of struggling suddenly exposed to world. Fear and relief mixed like rain and sun. Ethan kneels beside her, not touching without permission, but gives Luna small toy, trying to calm baby and mother both. Luna plays happily because she knows nothing about cruel world. She knows only soft hands, warm cuddles, love without logic. After shock passes, Ethan writes on paper for Maria, "Don't be afraid." She shakes head crying, "They will hurt us," Ethan thinks, then writes, "Silence hurt me more than people ever can." Maria looks at him like understanding something she never understood before. Pain cannot be avoided, only healed. She wipes tears and whispers, "Thank you." Ethan nods. Inside his silent world, words have new meaning. Later that day HOA board calls special vote to remove Mrs. Dalton as president because her cruelty exposed in front of community. Many members feel shame because they supported rules not kindness. They realize if rich man with everything can hurt like this, then poor mother with nothing must hurt even more. Vote passes, Mrs. Dalton removed, replaced by younger woman named Claire who watched meeting with tears yesterday. Claire talks about daycare center, support for workers, community compassion, people clap, something changes in air. Ethan receives letter from board apologizing to Maria and Luna, offering support, promising safe space. Maria reads letter and cries again. This time tears soft, not sharp. She never imagined world can change in her favor even one small step. Ethan signs slowly to Luna, happy. She tries copy, fingers messy, but shape there. Maria laughs through tears, sound he cannot hear but sees joy on her face. His heart hears laughter like song. Afternoon turns golden, light enters windows like blessing. Ethan sits on garden bench holding Luna on lap, teaching sign for family. She copies half shape but smiles big like she understands meaning without word. Maria sits beside them, watching sun on baby hair, feeling for first time that maybe she is not alone in world. Ethan opens notebook, writes message to Elena spirit. I found child who reminded me of you. He writes without fear of judgment, writing for himself, writing for closure, writing for love. He places notebook beside Luna, letting her small fingers touch old pages like connection between past and present. Luna babbles softly, touches Ethan's ear again like trying to wake sound. Ethan closes eyes. Something strange happens inside his head. Small echo of heartbeat he imagined yesterday returns. Like soft drum deep inside body. He doesn't know if real or memory, but it makes him breathe deeper. Night comes again and they sit by fireplace. Maria tells story of Luna's birth with soft voice. Ethan listens with eyes, imagining sound of hospital, imagining woman's struggle, imagining baby crying, love fighting death. He writes, you strong. Maria smiles weak, whispers, only because of her. They look at Luna asleep between them, world quiet but full of emotion. Before sleeping Ethan signs to Luna gently, love. She opens eyes half and moves hand like answering. Small sleepy version of sign, then sleeps again peacefully. Ethan's heart heavy with love that has no sound but fills silence with meaning. He presses notebook to chest and whispers in mind, my silence broke when she called me father without word, and he closes eyes, letting dreams bring voices he cannot hear but still remembers. Outside stars shine like eyes of those we lost, watching silently, maybe smiling at two hearts healing through smallest hands. HOA might write rules on paper, but baby wrote rule on soul. Love is louder than anything, even silence. Morning quietly enters Ethan's house like soft breath from old memory. Light touches the floor where Luna's tiny socks lie, where Maria's scarf fell while she slept on sofa holding baby like treasure she refuses to lose again. Outside, community looks normal, people sweep driveways with fake pride. Sprinklers follow HOA schedule like soldiers obeying orders, and expensive cars leave garages like they are escaping silence inside homes. But something invisible has changed here, something small but powerful. Yesterday truth took roots in soil of this community. Truth about pain, truth about love, truth about poor mother and deaf millionaire holding each other's broken pieces without speaking a single word. Ethan wakes before sunrise because silence always wakes him. There is no alarm, only thoughts waiting like birds on window to enter his mind. He sits slowly, looking at Luna sleeping with small hand open like flower. He feels something inside that feels like sound, not real sound, but memory of sound, like echo of voice he once knew. Maybe Elena's voice calling his name. Maybe sound of laughter he once loved. It is not clear, but it is strong enough to make his heart squeeze. He touches Luna's cheek gently, careful not to wake her. Tiny eyelashes resting like moon shadows on baby's skin. Maria stirs in sleep, her body tired from work but her face soft for first time in months. Like fear loosened its grip, like shame lost its power, like someone placed invisible hand on her shoulder saying you are not alone anymore. She wakes slowly, sees Ethan sitting near Luna. A moment passes between them like whisper without sound. She smiles small tired smile. Ethan signs morning with slow easy motion. Maria laughs, good morning. In soft voice because baby sleeps, she asks, did she wake in night? Ethan shakes head, writing on paper, she slept peaceful. Maria makes tea, hands shaking from cold morning but heart warm from yesterday's support. She thinks about her past, about doctor bills she couldn't pay, about neighbors calling her child mistake, about sleeping hungry holding baby close so hunger feels shared not lonely. Now she sits in silk-soft silence of rich house, drinking tea next to man who cried yesterday for her child. Everything feels impossible but real, like dream that hurts, like miracle that scares. At breakfast Luna sits in high chair and grabs everything she sees. Spoon, napkin, Ethan's watch. She laughs, mouth open. Soundless for Ethan but full music for Maria. He watches her expression, eyes wide, cheeks red, and he imagines sound. He imagines baby laughter he once prepared for but never heard. That imagination fills his silence like gentle storm. It hurts but gives life at same time. He signs food and Luna copies messy sign. Banana paste on fingers, Maria laughs. Tears in eyes because she sees new father teaching new child without blood connection. Only connection through pain healed by love. After breakfast doorbell rings again. This time Maria expects danger. But when she opens door she sees something different. 3 HOA neighbors standing with apologetic eyes. Hands holding small gifts, baby toys, soft blankets. One woman whispers, "We judged wrong." Another says, "We want to help." Maria feels knees weak because she never saw kindness from rich people before. She looks at Ethan for permission. Ethan nods slow, inviting them inside. Neighbors look around big house and see not luxury but lonely life he lived. Maybe for first time they see beyond walls. Woman puts small teddy bear in Luna's lap. Luna squeals and hugs it. Neighbors smile, real smiles, not HOA smiles. They talk to Maria like friend, not worker, asking if she needs formula, medicine, support. Maria cries softly because their kindness is like warm water on frozen heart. She whispers thank you again and again because thank you is only word she learned to survive. Thank you for food, thank you for job, thank you for not kicking me out. Now thank you means something different. Thank you for seeing me. One neighbor asks Ethan slow so he reads lips. "We want daycare for workers. Can we use your old guest house?" Ethan thinks. He sees Elena's dream of child center in his mind. She wanted children everywhere. Laughter everywhere. He writes on paper, "Yes." Neighbor smiles big. "Thank you, Mr. Reed." Ethan writes again, "4 children, not me." And neighbors understand he doesn't want credit, he wants meaning. Luna grabs Ethan's finger again, pulls his hand to her chest. Small miracle, tiny universe. She signs something new, not perfect. A circle motion like old sign Elena made for home. Ethan freezes. Tears blur his eyes because he remembers that sign exactly. Night before crash. Elena touched her belly and made same circle saying our home is here. Meaning baby was home, not building. Ethan looks at Luna and feels time collapsing. Feels past entering present like wind entering open window. He touches his chest and signs back home slowly. Maria watches breathless because she sees sign that doesn't belong to baby's world. But baby uses it like memory stored in body. Neighbors leave with promises of help. Maria hugs blanket they gave like precious gift. Not because blanket expensive but because blanket means acceptance, respect, belonging. Ethan walks to window and looks at sky. Clouds moving like gentle waves. He remembers hospital lights after crash. Remembers Elena's blood on floor. Remembers doctors moving lips he couldn't hear. Remembers machine beeps he never heard. Remembers silent scream. Pain turned into silence. Silence turned into life sentence. Then he looks at Luna's tiny hand signs and sees sentence breaking. Sees hope entering through cracks. Afternoon quiet. Maria rests while Luna naps on her chest. Ethan sits writing long letter. Not to HOA, not to neighbor. Letter to Elena. To girl who kissed him goodbye without knowing it was last. Letter full of silence of 10 years. He writes everything he never said. How he blamed himself for crash. How he hated world after losing her. How he tried to die in business work. How he hid behind money because world speaks money not pain. How baby girl climbed his silence and broke door he locked. He writes until paper wet with tears he didn't notice falling. Maria watches from far, not reading, just seeing weight of love. She whispers soft like prayer. Sometimes souls meet again. Ethan looks at her. His eyes asking how she knows. She tells story of grandmother saying babies bring souls who still have unfinished love in world. Ethan writes, maybe is powerful word for man who never believed in fate after losing everything. Luna wakes and crawls to table, grabbing letter, leaving small handprint on paper. Ethan smiles because letter now carries 2 loves. One from past, one from present. Later HOA board comes with documents about daycare, excited to create something new. They talk with Maria about her experience with babies, teaching her how to run center, giving training, making plans so she becomes manager, not cleaner. Maria listens scared because she never imagined leadership, never imagined anything beyond cleaning dirt others leave. But Ethan writes on tablet, you can. Simple but heavy like stone that builds foundation. Then something unexpected happens, dramatic like fate testing courage. Maria's phone rings, she answers and her face changes color. Words she hears heavy like hammer. She whispers, child's father wants custody. Ethan sees panic in her eyes, sees world closing on her again, sees fear drowning hope she just got. Maria's voice breaks. He never came before. Now he wants her because he saw news. Ethan feels rage he cannot voice. Rage not loud. Rage like quiet fire burning inside ribs. Maria shakes, saying, "He will take her. I'm poor. He can pay lawyers. They will say I am unfit." She cries, holding Luna tight like someone trying to hold ocean with fingers. Tears falling on baby hair. Luna's sleepy eyes confused at mother's shaking. Ethan takes paper and writes with strong hand, "He left you. You raised her. Money is not love," Maria cries harder. "But law doesn't love me," Ethan writes again, "We will fight." She stares at him like seeing impossible mountain moving. She asks whisper, "Why would you fight for us?" Ethan looks at Luna, signs home, then writes, "She is miracle." Maria's chest breaks open with emotion. She falls to knees beside Ethan. Luna squished between them. She sobs, "I can't lose her." Ethan touches her shoulder gently, everything inside him screaming without sound. Voice locked but truth huge. He writes slow, "I lost my child. I will not let you lose yours." Maria looks at his eyes and sees something stronger than legal power. Pain turned into power. Evening turns dark, heavy clouds cover moon. Thunder shakes sky he cannot hear. But he sees lightning like silent roar through window. Storm outside matches storm inside house. Maria sits holding Luna, rocking her, whispering lullabies she learned alone without mother to teach. Ethan sits beside reading old law text on tablet. Learning custody fights, searching protection for mother and baby. He cannot hear storm but he feels it under skin. Same storm he felt in hospital 10 years ago. Suddenly Luna wakes crying, scared from lightning flash. She reaches hands to Ethan, not mother, touches his chest, and signs messy word papa. This time not question but statement. Maria's breath stops, room stops. Fate speaks through small hands louder than thunder. Ethan grabs baby gently and holds her like treasure he lost but found again, crying silent tears that feel louder than any scream. Maria watches with broken heart but also healed heart. Two feelings mixing like rain and sunlight. She whispers, "Maybe she remembers you from another life." Ethan looks at her with tears heavy, writing slowly, "Maybe she is here to remember me." They sit through storm holding baby. Three broken souls building bridge of love between two worlds, past and future, without one word spoken. In that silence Ethan understands something deep. Family is not blood only. Family is choice. Family is sacrifice. Family is pain shared. Family is someone who fights storm with you even when sky deaf. He touches Luna's back slowly, her breathing calm. Storm inside him finally quiet. Storm outside window fading. Maria leans head on chair edge, exhausted, eyes red. Ethan writes note and places next to her hand, "We fight tomorrow, and under that, you are not alone." She reads in mourning, tears falling again because message small, but feeling huge. Night ends, storm gone. Sun rises again slowly, quiet, peaceful, but something changed forever. Today they will go to lawyer. Today they will stand against man who left mother alone. Today they will face system that loves money not love. But Ethan not afraid anymore. Silence used to break him. Now silence makes him stronger because deep inside silence, he found voice of child calling him father without sound. He looks at Luna playing with teddy bear neighbors gave, sees sign shapes in her fingers, sees Elena's sign alive again in small hands. He whispers in mind like prayer, "You brought sound back to my heart," and prepares for war that will prove something world often forgets. Love is louder than noise, louder than rules, louder than silence. Morning feels heavy like world is holding breath, clouds still gray from last night's storm, wind moving slow like weak heartbeat. HOA community quiet like guilt sitting on every rooftop. Inside the big mansion, Ethan stands near window watching cars move like strangers rushing to places that don't matter. He holds tablet in hand like weapon made of truth. Maria sits on sofa holding Luna close, her hands shaking because she knows today is not about rules or gossip. Today is about her life, her baby, her motherhood, her fight against man who left her but now wants to take everything she protected with hunger and tears. Luna plays with teddy bear without understanding storm hanging above her head. She smiles at sunlight touching toy's ear. She babbles small sounds that Ethan cannot hear but he watches her mouth move. He imagines sound. He imagines laughter. He imagines world full of voices he once loved and lost. Maria's phone rings again. She closes eyes before answering because her heart already knows voice on other side will bring pain. She whispers hello with dry throat. Man's voice loud through speaker, voice full of arrogance. I want my daughter. He says without asking how she is, without asking if she is safe, his words like knife cutting her chest. Sign papers or I will take you to court, he continues, ignoring her silence like she is nothing more than problem for his ego. Maria whispers, you never came before. You never bought milk. You never held her. Man laughs cold, now I want her. I have money, you have nothing. Sentence heavy like slap. Sentence digs into wounds she hid behind smile for months. She ends call with trembling fingers, tears falling on Luna's hair. Ethan sees her break without hearing words. He watches her face fall like building collapsing. He walks to her slow like someone walking into fire willingly. He sits beside her and writes, he left. You raised her. You are mother. Maria shakes her head, voice shaking like tree in storm. He has lawyers. He will say I am poor, I have no family, I work as cleaner. She breathes weak. They will believe him because rich people look better on paper. She cries without loud sound, not screaming, just silent tears, harder than any noise. Ethan feels anger he never allowed before, anger born from love not hate. He writes with sharp strokes on tablet. Paper does not show love. Maria looks at him with broken hope. Law does, she answers. Ethan stands and signs to Luna. Papa. Luna laughs and copies, tiny fingers making shape from another life. Maria sees and bursts into more tears, pain and miracle mixing inside her heart like burning water. Ethan kneels in front of her, his eyes shining with promise even without voice. He writes, I lost my child. Not again, she reads and shakes head. But this world takes everything from poor people. Ethan writes, then let world try. I will stand. They leave house together, Maria holding baby, Ethan walking beside her like shield without sound. Neighbors watch from windows. Some pray quietly because they saw yesterday that love exists even inside silence. They go to lawyer office, lawyer surprised to see Ethan read. Famous millionaire known for silence. Lawyer tries to talk fast, forgetting client cannot hear. Maria explains with soft voice trembling. He lost hearing. He writes, lawyer nods slow, respect enters room like small light. Lawyer listens to Maria's story, every detail heavy like stone on heart. She speaks about pregnancy alone, hospital nights with no money, feeding baby with half bottle because full bottle cost food for mother, working cleaning houses while baby slept in bucket with blanket. Man left because he didn't want responsibility. Now he wants child because he saw news on social media about Ethan caring for baby. Lawyer leans back and whispers. He wants pride, not child. Lawyer explains court will ask. Who protected child since birth? Who fed her? Who taught her first smile? Who stayed awake at night when fever burned? Rich father or poor mother? Maria lowers eyes. Me, she whispers like confessing crime. But lawyer nods. Yes. You. He looks at Ethan and says, we will fight using truth. Ethan writes, use everything. Lawyer touches paper gently, understands meaning behind simple line. Use my power, use my name, use my resources, use my silence like weapon. They go home, Maria exhausted from telling story she hid for 1 year. Story made of hunger, fear, love stronger than life. Ethan walks slow in garden. Luna runs on grass like bird learning wind. She makes sign for flower, messy, random, but shape close enough to give meaning. Ethan picks flower and gives her. She laughs again. Soundless for him but echoing inside his chest like memory of sound. Maria watches from bench, shaking from fear but comforted by picture of silent man giving flower to child like father giving world to daughter. That evening, HOA neighbors come with food, toys, blankets, someone offers babysitting, someone offers clothes, someone offers lawyer friend. Maria shocked because yesterday those people hated her. Now they stand beside her, not because she is poor, but because she is mother fighting giant who abandoned her. She cries again but smile stays through tears. Ethan stands behind her like tree giving shade. Neighbors talk to him slow so he can read lips. They say we will testify. They say we saw baby with you every day. They say mother did everything. They say he did nothing. Maria holds Luna tighter because kindness hurts when someone lived long without it. Night falls, house quiet, Luna asleep hugging teddy bear. Ethan sits writing on tablet, writing plan, writing names of people willing to help, writing truth in bullets, his silence turning into weapon against injustice. Maria sits near window looking at sky, stars far like dreams she had as child but lost while growing in world of hunger. She whispers to herself, I will not let him take her. Voice not loud but strong like seed breaking through rock. Ethan hears nothing but sees lips move. He walks to her and writes, You brave? Maria shakes head. I am scared. Ethan writes, Brave is scared but still stands. She closes eyes, tears falling soft. Suddenly door knocks loud at night. Maria jumps. Fear returns like shadow. She thinks father came. She thinks Law took baby already. She holds Luna tightly like someone saving breath. Ethan walks to door calmly because silence taught him fear kills faster than truth. He opens door and sees old HOA security guards standing in rain with umbrella. He looks tired but eyes warm. He says slow so Ethan reads lips. I heard about custody fight. I want to help. He looks at Maria and says, I saw you carry baby every day while cleaning cars. I saw you feed her with leftovers. You are mother stronger than rules. Maria cries quietly. She hugs guard like hugging grandfather she never had. He pats her back like giving blessing. Guard explains he will speak in court. Describe father leaving. Describe mother surviving. Describe baby safe with Ethan. He tells Maria, Community saw you yesterday. Your love louder than rumor. Guard leaves after giving hope like gift wrapped in respect. Maria sits again, wiping tears with hands too tired for sadness. Ethan writes, People change. She nods slow, whispering, Because of her. Looking at Luna sleeping like angel without wings. Next morning they go to court building. Old building with stairs like mountain. Maria climbs slowly carrying Luna. Ethan climbs beside her like soldier with silent armor. Inside courtroom, man sits in expensive suit with fake smile. Father who never held baby. Now pretending love for judge. He looks at Ethan with jealousy and hate mixing in eyes. Like seeing man who has everything while he has nothing inside. He tells judge, I want my daughter. I can give her life she deserves. Judge asks, Where were you 1 year? He answers smooth, work travel. Lie heavy but polished. Judge asks Maria. She speaks small voice. He left after hearing I was pregnant. Judge looks at father. Father acts insulted. Says, She lies for money. She wants millionaires involved. Maria breaks again. Tears falling because truth always looks weaker than lies of rich man. Then something breaks silence in courtroom. Not sound, but sign. Luna, sitting on Maria's lap, lifts tiny hands and signs messy mema. Judge confused but sees sign clearly made with intention. Judge asks surprised, How did she learn sign language? Maria shakes head, I don't know. Father says loud, She trained baby to act. Ethan stands slowly, holding notebook like holy book. He walks in front of judge with slow steps. He writes long sentence. Baby learned sign from my family. My wife taught me sign when pregnant. Baby died. I never use signs again. Judge reads with shock. Room silent like truth falling like rock into water. Father laughs loud. Ridiculous. Baby cannot carry memory. Old guard stands. Asks permission to speak. Judge nods. Guard tells story of seeing Maria alone feeding baby in rain. Tells story of Ethan sitting on floor holding baby. Tells story of sign papa like miracle. Tells story of community changing rules for mother and child. Tells judge. Mother gave everything. Father gave nothing. Voice simple, slow, real. Stronger than expensive lies. Judge sits quiet for long moment. Looking at baby making butterfly sign with fingers. Judge whispers. Children speak truth in ways adults do not understand. Father argues again. Loud, aggressive. Calling Maria liar. Pointing at Ethan with jealousy. But his words empty. No love behind them, only pride. Judge finally speaks firm voice. Custody remains with mother. Father shouts, I will appeal. Judge continues. Visitation allowed only if mother wants, no force. Father angry leaves room with storm in eyes. Like child denied toy he never wanted before seeing others love it. Maria falls to knees holding Luna, crying like sky opening heart. Ethan kneels too, tears falling without sound. Guard smiles and wipes his old wet eyes because he saw justice, rare like pearl. Court ends, people whisper about miracle of sign, about silence speaking truth, about mother winning against rich man. Maria stands slowly, hugging Luna, looking at Ethan with grateful eyes, whispering, Thank you, Ethan writes, She saved us. Outside court, sunlight bright, wind soft. Maria stands with Luna in arms. Ethan behind them like shadow protecting without noise. Guard beside them with umbrella though no rain. Maria looks at sky and whispers, Thank you, not to court, Not to judge, not to Ethan, but to fate, to universe, to child who came like answer to prayer she made while crying in hospital bed alone. On way home Luna sits with Ethan holding his shirt. She signs messy papa. Not question now, truth. Maria sees and tears fall again. But this time tears sweet like fruit after hunger. Ethan touches Luna's hand and signs home. They reach house, neighbors cheer softly, clapping like celebration for small victory, offering food and flowers. Maria looks at world changed by one child. Ethan sits in garden holding Luna, she touches his ear again, and suddenly, just for tiny second, Ethan hears something faint, like whisper behind thick wall, maybe sound of wind, maybe sound of heartbeat, maybe imagination. But he hears something and tears fall fast. He holds Luna tight, signing love again and again like song made of hands. Maria sees him crying and realizes silence broke again. Maybe not in ears, but in heart. Day ends, but everything different now. World feels louder even for man who cannot hear. Because love made noise inside silence, noise that speaks without sound. Ethan sits with notebook, writing one final line for Elena, she remembered us, and closes notebook with peace in eyes. Days pass like soft wind after big storm. The air in community different now, like someone cleaned dust from people's hearts. Neighbors smile without heavy mask. Children run in park that was always quiet before, and guards stand with pride instead of cold rules. Word about the court spreads fast, not as gossip, but as hope. Hope that sometimes poor mother can win. Sometimes truth becomes louder than money. Sometimes broken man can stand again even when world thinks his silence means weakness. Maria walks holding Luna in small carry-on chest. She enters houses not as cleaner only, but as woman everyone respects now. When people see her they don't see poor. They see mother who fought world with hands shaking but heart strong. Inside Ethan's mansion new life begins quietly, not dramatic like court, but soft like morning light. Little moments building big story. Luna's toys spread on living room floor like stars fell from sky. Maria's laughter heard sometimes, not loud but soft like music under blanket. Neighbors visit often to talk about daycare plans, bringing ideas, painting charts, decorating play area. Maria works with energy she never knew existed inside her. She studies childcare notes every night, learning words she thought only educated people can read. Ethan watches silently from corner, writing suggestions, sometimes drawing sign language for children. His face soft when looking at baby crawling on papers. He sits with Luna every morning outside near tree, teaching signs slowly, little shapes turning into words. He signs flower, she signs flower, messy but magical. He signs love. She taps his chest, laughing like sound of bells he remembers in dreams. Sometimes when she laughs his ears ring like memories waking. Sometimes nothing happens, but every time something grows inside him. The belief that he is not alone in silence anymore. Maria watches from kitchen window wiping dishes, her eyes full of emotion she hides behind smile. She sees man who never heard her voice understanding her heart better than people who speak loud. She sees baby calling someone father without knowing what father means. She sees love built by fate not blood. One evening, community gathers in park to open daycare officially. Banner says little hands, big hearts, painted by children. Old guard stands near gate like guardian of place he saw born. Neighbors bring food. Music plays low. Ethan stands in crowd feeling vibration of speakers in chest though ears hear nothing. He sees children dancing, sees parents smiling, sees Maria standing with pride wearing simple dress but glowing like someone touched by miracle. Luna sits on her hip chewing toy, looking around curious, her small eyes watching colors like magic. HOA new President Claire gives short speech, moving lips slow so Ethan can read. She says, "This daycare is not because of policy. It is because of love of one mother and courage of one man." Neighbors clap, Ethan shakes head humble, Maria wipes tears behind hand, Claire continues. "This community was rich in houses but poor in heart. Now we grow rich in kindness. People cheer again, children laugh loud. Someone lifts Luna and shows her balloons. She kicks legs excited. Sign ball, making. Tiny circle with fingers. After event ends neighbors leave happy. Sunset paints sky orange. Ethan sits on bench, tired but peaceful. Maria sits next to him with Luna sleeping on her shoulder. Both quiet but full of words they don't need to speak. Maria whispers soft, "Thank you for fighting for us." Ethan writes slowly, "You fought first." She shakes head, "I was scared." Ethan writes, Brave is scared but still chooses love. She smiles with eyes, tears shine like stars trapped in eyelashes. Silence between them warm, not cold, not empty. Silence full of story they built together without loud words. Story of pain turned into strength. Story of child becoming bridge between broken souls. Story of love that never asked anything but gave everything. Luna breathes slow like soft wind, her small hand hanging open touching Ethan's shirt. Tiny fingers pressing cloth like memory of sign she learned from someone she never met in life. Maria looks at Ethan with gentle eyes and says, "When she touched your ear, everything changed." Ethan nods slow, he writes, "She woke sound in my heart." His eyes wet, tears falling without voice. Maria's tears fall too because she knows truth of line better than anyone. Baby woke sound inside man deaf from world, not deaf from birth but deaf from pain. Night comes gentle. Stars appear one by one like lights turning on in heaven. Maria looks up and whispers to sky, "Thank you for bringing her to me." Ethan looks up too, thinking of Elena, thinking maybe she listens from stars. Maybe she smiles at him holding child that carries her signs. Maybe souls travel through children like stories travel through wind. He writes on notebook, "She remembered us." A line he wrote many times but tonight feels complete. Days turn into weeks, daycare full of laughter. Mothers drop children with relief. They go to work knowing baby's safe. Maria runs place with heart full, teaching songs, teaching sign language simple words, teaching kindness through small actions. Ethan visits every morning signing with children. They love him because he tells stories with hands. His silence became language children understand faster than adults. Language of eyes, language of touch, language of presence. One special moment arrives unexpected. Afternoon quiet, sun soft. Ethan holding Luna on lap reading picture book with signs. Suddenly he hears something. Soft, like whisper underwater. A tiny giggle breaking through heavy silence in his mind. He stops breathing for a second, thinking maybe imagination again. But Luna laughs again louder this time because toy duck squeaked, and Ethan hears short faint sound, like someone opened tiny window in locked room. He drops book and covers mouth with hand. Tears fall fast like rain after drought. Maria sees him shaking and runs to him scared. He writes fast shaking letters. "I heard her." Maria's heart explodes with joy. She hugs him tight. Luna laughing without understanding history she just changed. That one small sound breaks 10 years of silence, 10 years of loneliness, 10 years of living without voice of world. Now baby's laugh gives him new world. Not full hearing but enough to change everything. Doctor later explains maybe his brain rewiring because emotional connection strong. Maybe therapy can help hearing tiny pieces. Maybe gift of love unlocked something science cannot explain fully. But Ethan does not care about reasons. He cares only about moment he heard child laugh. Life settles into soft rhythm, not perfect, not dramatic, but beautiful in small ways, like Luna signing home when entering daycare, like Maria learning new skills every day, like Ethan hearing tiny sounds sometimes, like neighbors smiling without fear, like God telling stories to children under tree. Ethan's mansion no longer feels empty castle. It feels like house full of life, toys, blankets, drawings taped on wall. One evening, while sun setting red behind houses, Maria sits with Ethan in garden. Luna crawling chasing butterfly, Maria asks slow, "Do you ever wish she was yours?" Ethan looks at Luna and writes slow, thoughtful, "She is yours. But love makes her ours." Maria reads and cries again because truth so simple but world often complicates it. Ethan continues writing, "Blood makes child life. Love makes child home." She touches his hand lightly, gratitude stronger than words. Luna runs toward Ethan with flower in hand. She gives him like gift from heart. He signs thank you and she copies, fingers shaking small but full effort. Butterfly flies away above them and Luna points sign bird. Ethan laughs without sound but chest full of sound inside. He hears nothing but feels everything. Maria picks Luna and holds her close, kissing forehead softly. Ethan watches mother and daughter with peace he never thought possible. Peace that comes when pain is understood not avoided. When silence becomes language not prison. When love returns through door no one expected. He closes eyes and remembers Elena one last time. Not with pain but with gratitude. He thinks maybe she sent Luna to finish love story broken on road 10 years ago. Maybe she smiled when Luna signed Papa. Maybe world bigger than logic. Maybe love travels beyond bodies. Moon rises and lights garden silver. Ethan writes one final line in notebook. Closing chapter of pain. Opening chapter of life. Silence ended with child's laughter. He underlines slowly, feeling weight disappear from shoulders. Maria reads over his shoulder and whispers soft, and love began. He smiles with eyes and nods. They sit in silence, not empty but full, baby sleeping on shoulder, wind moving trees softly, stars watching like old friends, and somewhere inside Ethan's heart, sound lives again. Not like before, not perfect, but enough to make world bright, enough to make silence beautiful, enough to give meaning to everything he lost and everything he gained.